Jesus Christ comes from Serapis. Okay? The only person the first person to start a temple in the area of Egypt was the Ptolemies. Okay? Ptolemy wanted to become an African god, and the Egyptians denied him that. They would not create a deity to represent him. So what he did, okay, was he took the deity Osiris, and he took the blood deity from Egypt, and he created Osirapis. Okay? And then they took after a while they took Osiris out of Osirapis, and then they just kept it Serapis. Okay? And then they worshipped Serapis. So when you go to church and you take part in that little ritual called the Eucharist ritual or communion, when you eat the flesh and drink the blood, this is what the Ptolemies made the black Egyptians do in that area during this time. Ptolemy's grandson. So, Ptolemy III. So when Ptolemy, who was the grandfather, okay, became, Osirapis, when he died, his son built the temple, okay, to have his deity worship. And then his son had a son, and his grandson introduced the Eucharist ritual, and he forced the Egyptians to drink blood and eat flesh in honor of his grandfather. So this is why in Catholicism and then Christianity, they say the Father and the Son is one, because it's really Ptolemy the First and Ptolemy the Third, aka granddad and grandson, aka Osirapis and Serapis. So Serapis and Osirapis, aka Ptolemy, is really God and Jesus. This is what y'all understand. So Serapis, okay, was reconformed and reconstructed, okay, into Christ, okay, because Serapis was worshipped all the way up into the Council of Nicaea. And then when they got to the Council of Nicaea, okay, Constantine said, we're not using that deity, we don't care nothing about that. So what they did was, when they started mixing and matching and freestyling cultural icons, they took what's his name, Cupid, who at the time was Eros. Eros was a little boy erotic deity. Go look up the word Eros. It's etymologically rooted in the word eroticism, okay? Because a little boy in ancient Greek culture was considered a sex symbol, because ancient Greek culture was politically homosexual. So they took Eros and they took the goddess Venus, okay? And then from Eros and Venus, okay, they got baby Jesus and Virgin Mary, okay? And then when Martin Luther and them boys and Queen Elizabeth started to protest Catholicism, they said, we don't want to use the image of Eros and Venus, aka baby Jesus. Jesus Christ comes from Serapis.